What is new lead addiction?
Well, it's interesting because having been in the home improvement industry for 39 years, what I've experienced with working with many companies, especially in the last 19 years I've been consulting, is that there's always this urgency for new leads, new leads. We've got to have new leads, more new leads, more new leads, and to the detriment of actually looking and saying, hang on, what about the leads we've already got that we've already paid for? What can we do with those? And then, someone shows up to their door and says, hey, I've got this new lead source and it's doing this and it's doing that, da 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 da. Hey, you could just invest 5 grand, 10 grand, whatever the number might be. And they go, yeah, all right, yeah, we'll jump in and do that without looking at. I mean, I even had a client the other day, it's a new client, where we just did an analysis of their marketing and we put everything on a spreadsheet. We look at everything and we say, okay, well, where are you getting the most ROI from? And then we look and we say, okay, well, this one's running at 7% marketing cost. Okay, and this one's running at 30% marketing costs. And the guy said to me, yeah, he goes, I just took that on because I thought, we need more leads. And I'm like, yeah, but you need to cancel that and spend the money in the 7% marketing cost because you get more leads and they're more profitable. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's what I mean by the lead addiction. Is literally, it's all about the new leads and not really looking at, hey, where am I spending money that's getting the most ROI? And number two, what am I doing with the existing leads that I can go back and regenerate something from, that I can cultivate something, I can build a relationship, I can offer another product or have a second chance because maybe they didn't buy last year off of anybody else. So that's what I call the lead addiction, where they're just always chasing the next new lead.
Is it an obsession with something new? Is it laziness on behalf of salespeople? Is it maybe a fear of bothering the lead because you call them too much? Because, here's a good analogy. A builder, a home improvement company would not buy twice the amount of materials they need to complete a project and then just chuck half them, in the dump on their way home from the job site. That would not happen. But with lead flow, we're way more frivolous, and this is quite widespread. Like what you're saying is, I've had this experience working in sales. We see this in the businesses we work with. So what's going on psychologically? Why are we so much more frivolous when it comes to paying for and then wasting lead flow?
Yeah, but there's a couple of things here. One, they don't want salespeople to leave. So if there's a gap and they're like, oh no, we're kind of down on leads right now, quick, let's throw more money at new leads. Let's try and get instant leads today. So they'll try and find a lead source that can give them instant leads today, instant new leads. The other thing is, a lot of companies, they just don't have either the bandwidth or the understanding of how to regenerate or to reactivate past leads. It's just, they just don't have the team to do it, or they don't have the bandwidth to do it, etc. And that comes down to, it was easier to drive a new lead than it is to reactivate an old lead, or to put yourself top of mind with an old lead, as well as the fact of some people have the mindset, well, that was an old lead, that if they didn't buy, they're never going to buy, done, and they write the thing off. But you'd be shocked at how many millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars are in those leads that can be literally regenerated, resurfaced, and recaptured, should I say.
Not to insult the salespeople listening, but it is not unlike a child with a toy. I'm reminded of a scene in Toy Story where I can't remember what character is like, I don't want to play with you anymore, and he throws it away to go get the new toy. Leads are kind of like that, where it's like, I called them twice, forget it. There's new things in the system. I'm going to call those. And that's shiny and that's exciting and that feels fresh. And that's where I'm going to put my energy. And we're so quick to dismiss and discard and essentially do nothing with what could be very valuable leads that we have in fact paid for. You spent a lot of time doing this and implementing this system into other businesses, coaching sales teams on how to do this. Do you have a sense for the volume, the quantity of available revenue in these sort of squandered lead category? And we'll break down sort of which is which and what to do with each, but like just en masse, how much is there for a potential entrepreneur to extract?
I'm going to say there's across 3 different categories of leads, which I know we're going to get into in a moment. there's somewhere between 10% and probably all the way up to 35, even 40% additional revenue, depending on the company's database. But there's that much revenue that can be gleaned from leads that have been, bought in the past.
10 to 40%. So even on the low end, a $2 million company can add $200,000 in revenue.
Correct.
Basically for free.
Typically, there's one category that you can categorically get between 10 and 20% additional revenue like clockwork.
What's
Because
that?
I've done it. That is the demo no sale. So a demo no sale is someone that, the customer booked an appointment, the salesperson went out, they gave an estimate, it's a close lost, whatever, it's a demo no sale. It's basically a bid that didn't go anywhere. That category there, 10 to 20% additional revenue can be picked up, and that is consistent. The other leads, that depends. Hey, some people never work their past customers. I have one client, by the way, who owned a siding company, and they owned a window company, and owned a roofing company, and they never cross-marketed between their roofing customers to their windows or their window customers to their roofing. They're just alone. There's a massive amount of revenue that can be had just in that given situation. But the demo no sales or the closed losts, there is so much revenue in there, and there's so much instant revenue in there because those people are in the buying mode right now, and with a sequenced, structured follow-up, you can literally take that and drive millions upon millions of dollars.
Let's talk about the 3 buckets of untapped lead sources. Let's just talk about them as on the whole first, and then I really want to dive into this demo no sale or closed lost category and what to do there. But when you work with businesses, what are the 3 kind of hidden sectors that you encourage them to start looking at and building lists around?
Absolutely. So there's the demo no sale or closed lost, however you want to categorize that. People basically that you gave a bid to that did not buy, and there's a way to follow up with them and get more revenue from them. The second thing is obviously existing customers. A lot of companies, many companies do something with their existing customers. A lot of companies don't do anything with existing customers. But there's another category that most people just miss the opportunity with. And it's a category that I call leads never worked or leads never booked. And these are leads basically where someone filled out a form on a website, a form at a home show. They came in via a lead aggregator or whatever it might be. They tried to call 3, 4, 5, 6 times, couldn't get to book an appointment with them. And those leads go in the database and they never see the light of day again. There's typically a massive amount of those leads in a company's database, and you can go back, run simple campaigns into those type of leads and drive new appointments, literally. We just had a company where we just finished running a campaign. I know we're going to talk about campaigns a little bit in a moment. We just finished running a campaign. We gleaned 668 people that raised their hand and said, I'm interested in this product in this time frame, from the thousands of leads that they had in this category called leads never worked. So it flat out works, and it's consistent that we typically get somewhere between 200 to 400 people raise their hand from a simple campaign that just asks the question.
Listen, if you like that clip, you can watch the full episode by clicking here. If you're not yet subscribed, you probably should be, and you can do that by clicking right here.